All right, everybody, Dr. Kyle here at Delpit Strength and Wellness, and we are at workout number 10 of the Fundamentals of Fitness program. We are sticking this week to our training ratio of 3-to-1. We have been doing that since week 2, but progressively from week 2 to 3, we made the intervals longer, so we were working a little bit more of muscular endurance, kind of complicated patterns and movements that were slow and controlled. This week, we're going down to 30-second intervals with 10 seconds rest, so still a 3-to-1 training ratio, but significantly shorter intervals, significantly shorter rest period. We're going fast and furious, 6 rounds of 6 moves. They're going to be relatively simple, full-body exercises incorporating all the fundamental movement patterns. The push, pull, hinge, squat, lunge, and carry. You're going to see all of them throughout the week. And let's get right to it. Clock is running. We got to warm up as always. So we're going to start with a good morning or a hip hinge position. I'm going to do the first round of warm up standing, and then I'm going to add some weight for round 2. And if we get time, we'll do a third round. So I'm just going to do 12 standing good mornings. Now, good morning, we want to have relatively narrow stance. This is basically just a hip hinge, okay? All we want to do is have our hips come back. Knees are slightly bent, but that's it. So no more bending in the knees once we've got them unlocked. Hips are going to come back, back, back. Spine stays nice and neutral until we come to a tabletop position. You feel stretching your hamstrings, and I want you to stand up through your hips. Okay? Here. And straight up through the hips. And we're going to do 10 reps here, or 12 reps here, body weight. Really making sure you're trying to shut a car door with your bum. Your hips are coming back, back, back. You're feeling your weight shift onto your heels. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a dumbbell on behind the back. So a little bit of a back rack dumbbell position in rounds 2 and potentially 3. We'll see. We have a little bit of a shorter warm-up period this week because we wanted to get one more extra round of work in, of exercise in throughout the workout. So a little bit less warm-up. So we're kind of doing drills that are more movement-based, less static stretching mobility, trying to get the joints all primed up and ready for the workout. Okay, good work. Now what we're going to do are some prone Ys, Ts, and Ws. Okay, we're going to warm up the shoulders. Okay, down on the mat, and as always with the prone Y, Ts, and Ws, we're going to glue our forehead to the mat. So we want to make sure that we're right down, and I'm going to add 2.5-pound weights. So these do not need to be heavy at all, and in fact, you can do this completely fine with no weight at all. So all I'm going to do is going to put my arms out into a Y position here, overhead, and then without arching my back or lifting my head, I'm just going to squeeze my shoulder blades together and lift. I'm going to bring these down to a T position, still with my thumbs pointing towards the ceiling, and lift. And then I'm going to come into a Y position here, and I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together and lift. Sorry, a W. And then I'm going to go back out to a Y, and I'm going to repeat the process. And I'm going to go for 5 of each here, out into a Y, lift. Now, I really want to make sure that when you're doing your lift, you're not doing this and lifting your chest, okay? Squeeze your shoulder blades together, get that lift out of those scapular retractors, all in the shoulder muscles. Low traps here, middle traps, rhomboids here. Coming into here, we're getting all the scapular retractors. And one more time. And W's. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good. And now we're going to come up and we're going to do 10 bear shoulder taps. So we've done bear position several times, hands under the shoulders, screw the hands into the floor. So you're rotating through the shoulders so that your elbow crease lines up with your thumb. Tuck your toes, find a neutral spine so you're not arched in the low back, you're not rounded in the low back. Nice neutral spine, come up onto the toes, bear position. Now you're going to lock in by pushing the floor away. Push the floor away to be nice and active. Reach across, tap the opposite shoulder. Settle down, reset, and repeat opposite side. And we're going 10 reps. Take your time to get steady and stable. Every time you put your hand back down so that as you move side to side, there's no rocking here, okay? Lock that in, rock solid core position. We want to see as little body weight movement as possible as you shift side to side. And I've got one more on each side here. 1, 2, and down. Excellent work. Round 2, we're going to add a little bit of weight to the good morning now that we've grooved the pattern. And I'll tell you, this warm-up already feels like a workout. This week is meant to challenge your fitness level. We've really built in the fundamentals. You've earned the opportunity to push the envelope a little bit. It's going to be really fun. I'm going to put this dumbbell behind my back just like this. Hands are here for support. And I'm just going to come forward with that flat back, hips come back, and then up and through the hips, okay? So the exact same thing as we did before, but now we're just adding a little bit of dumbbell weight onto the shoulders. 12 reps. Really want to see those hips come back behind your body. Back comes down into that tabletop position. Last rep there. Set my dumbbell down, nice and controlled. Back into a prone YTW. Okay. So, again, here, very important. Don't arch your back. That's why I say glue your forehead to the mat. Your forehead should stay in contact with the mat at all times. And all the movement here comes from the shoulder blades retracting over your thoracic cage. And we're going 5 reps of each for 15 total reps. Y, T, W. And again, you really don't need weights to do this. Or if you're going to use weight, use something very light. So 2 cans of soup would be just fine. 2 can good, something in that 16 ounces, 1 pound range is going to be just fine. It's just a little bit of weight to increase the leverage. One more rep in the W. Okay, got my reps in. Bare shoulder taps. Already starting to sweat. This is a good warm-up. We're really getting things moving, grooving the patterns. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Root those hands into the floor, come up onto the toes. Find your neutral spine, as close to neutral as you feel you can get, and tap, set, tap, set, set. And you'll find I'm pushing into the mat as I stabilize to give myself more scapular stability. So if I just go like this, you can see I have to shift weight to stabilize. I'm pushing through the mat to be able to get perfect shoulder stability here, as close to perfect as I feel I can get right now. I guess perfect really isn't necessarily achievable because nobody's perfect, but you got to do your best. Okay, that's warm up. We got 30 seconds to the workout. These movements are going to come fast and furious, okay? So short rest periods, short intervals. We're doing 3 moves. Each of them is unilateral, okay? So meaning we're going to do one side at a time. We're not going to have a lot of variations, but I'll give you things to make it easier. I'm going to start out with basically the hardest variation right out of the get-go because we have such short intervals and such short rest periods, okay? Okay, side plank. We're going to drive elbow to knees, and then we're going to straighten back out. I'm going to start this round from my knees because this is going to be an easier version, and we're going to go to harder variations for the next few rounds. I'm just going to start here to get the feel for the movement. Good. Now, if that was too hard for you in the first round, I want you just to do a side plank from the knees. Okay? So, elbow planted, bridge through the hips. You want to be perfectly in line from knees to shoulders. Okay? So we don't want to have those hips down and behind us. We want to make sure we're pushing the hips forward. Nice straight pillar here. And now when we go to bring the knee in, we're not crunching the body to bring the knee in. We're just using the hip flexors and the pulling of the elbow. So this is our pull pattern and our carry pattern mixed together. 10 seconds of rest. Now we're going step out sumo swings. You can do this with a dumbbell. I prefer to do these any swing with a kettlebell. Okay, so what I'm going to do is left arm here. I'm going to step out to the left, swing the dumbbell in, swing it out, and step into a sumo. So it's a skier swing, sumo swing, one arm swing, sumo swing, and here we go. We're still going. Timer's a little bit messed up here. That's okay. We're still on the left side, left arm. Step out, swing. Step out, sumo swing. Step in and out. Good. And we're going to go other arm next round. So that takes a little bit of coordination, but here we go. Step out, swing, in, swing. Out, swing, in, swing. Okay? So you're stepping out, and that dumbbell comes between the legs. Stepping in, the dumbbell comes outside the legs. Okay? Still going. Timer's a little bit jacked up during these intervals. That's okay. Ignore that. Keep moving for the full 30 seconds. Skier, step out sumo swings. Perfect. And kettlebell comes down. Now, single arm dumbbell thrusters. Okay? We've done thrusters before. Left arm, squat, press. All the way down into the squat, full overhead press. Squat, press, squat, press. Full depth squat, front rack, press overhead. One dumbbell is all you need for this circuit. I have access to the kettlebells. I prefer those for any swing because of the way the weight is distributed. Absolutely not necessary to complete the movement. I'll show you a dumbbell swing in the next round. Dumbbell variation. Okay, squat and press. Now, if you find this coordination too difficult, I want you to go back and just do squats. Okay? Just do squats this round. Next round, you'll just do standing overhead press, and then you'll switch. Rounds 3 and 4 will match rounds 1 and 2, and rounds 5 and 6 will be the same. Okay, so that was fast. Very fast. Short rest, spike the heart rate, short work periods as well. So now we go back and repeat. And the goal here, when we're doing high intensity interval training like this, where we have short work, short rest, we need to have enough rest in between rounds to get the heart rate to come back down. So take your time right now, grab a drink, grab your breath. But we also need to be able to consistently do the same amount of work in each round. So I need round 6 to look like round 1, okay? So I'm going to show the side plank from the knees version one more round. Next round, I'm going to go to a full side plank position, okay? So side plank with knee drive, on the knees, hips come forward. I need those hips forward. Rock that side plank, hold that tight as you now drive the elbows and knees together and straight, okay? You have got to make sure that you're not crunching to get that knee drive. Keeping that pillar So this is our carry pattern, and pulling in with the hip flexors and the lats to get those elbows and knees to come together, rocking that side plank position, lower, 10 seconds to switch sides. Same thing over here. Now again, too difficult here. Hang out in a side plank, okay? Just get this beautiful side plank position, get the hips to come forward, nice and stable through the elbow, pushing the ground away, ribs are up. Now if you're able, we're gonna throw a knee drive in here. Again, really making sure we're not getting the full body crunch, and instead it's just the knee and the hip that are moving. We don't sacrifice any plank form here in the ribs. Great, smoking the glutes, smoking the core. Step out sumo swings. Now, a variation is just to do a single arm swing. I'll show you the dumbbell variation here. So again, here, start my swing, and I'm stepping out and stepping in. And that dumbbell is just a pendulum. It's going out, up and back. The arms are dead weight. You're getting all of your movement out of the hip hinge. So this is why we prepped with a good morning. I like to use my off arm to create a little momentum in the body and keep the swing going. Now, if this is too difficult to coordinate the step out swing, just go with a standard single arm swing. So all you're gonna do here, push through the hips, okay? No step out required. You'll get the same effort here, single arm kettlebell swing or dumbbell swing. But if you can, let's coordinate and step out, because this is not only our hip hinge pattern, but now it becomes our lunge pattern as well. We've got a lateral lunge position happening, and we've got our hip hinge pattern, our pull pattern, we're putting it all together. Dumbbell thrusters, okay? Same thing, full squat, press through the top, lower and control, one smooth movement, press through the top. Okay, now, if the thruster is too tough with your weight, this round, round 2, I want you to do single arm overhead presses, okay? So we're breaking the movement down into its 2 component parts, and we're gonna vary round to round. So last round, the variation that would be easier would be to do a squat. This round, like I said, easier variation is just a standing overhead press, keeping the ribs down, abs crunch. Now, if you're able, full thruster. And this is where we're gonna stay to keep those intervals short, fast, powerful, and good form for 6 rounds, 6 moves. We are almost a third of the way there, as this is the end of round 2. Good work, everybody. Excellent job. Okay, now it's time. Get the heart rate down. Own it. Breathe. Catch your breath. Calm it down. We want, for maximum metabolic expenditure, we need the heart rate to have peaks and valleys, okay? We just hit a big peak at the end of round 2. We need a valley, so now we can peak again in round 3 and consistently keep that going for 6 rounds. Okay, 20 seconds. Now, I'm going to go side plank, knee drive, but from a full side plank, okay? So, what that means is top foot comes over. We always stagger stance. We never stack. Stagger stance from the elbows, okay? Reach, bring the knee in, and reach, bring the knee in, okay? Here we go. Side plank from the elbow, full from the foot, holding that good plank position, driving those elbows in. Now, if you're finding this to be too difficult, you go back to a side plank with the knee drive. significantly more difficult there to go from the feet. Longer lever, more challenging on the core. That's a good 30-second push. Here we go, opposite side. Same thing here, locking your side plank. And again, we're not crunching in to get this knee drive. We're owning the plank position and we're driving the knee and the hand together. Okay, coming back, driving the knee in the hand, driving the knee in the hands. Owning that side plank, hip stays up, ribs stay up, shoulders stay stacked. Great job. And skier swings, step out sumo swings. So here we go. Hike that kettlebell to start. Step in, step out. In, out. Okay? All the push for the weight comes from the hips here. Okay? The arms don't do any pulling at all. Okay? Arms are dead weight, and you'll see my kettlebell doesn't even come to chest height. That's okay. I've got enough momentum in the kettlebell to keep this exercise effective. It's better to have the weight, the arm be weightless, okay? Not pulling. All of this comes from the hip drive, the hip hinge, the hip hinge. Lateral lunge, hip hinge, okay? Two fundamental patterns getting us working metabolically, good strength work for the posterior chain, the inside outside of the hip. Again, arm is dead weight. Swing, swing, and stop. Great job. Thrusters, both sides. Okay, here we go. Squat, press. Now, if you're on the variation where we're splitting these up, round 3 is just a front-loaded squat, okay? If you're on full thrusters, we are still going full thrusters, okay? But the variation would be front-loaded squats this round, overhead press next round, repeat in rounds 5 and 6, and you'll get all of the component parts of the thruster built in 3 rounds. But it makes it a little less complicated to be coordinated for the thruster. Really make sure you keep ribs down, abs crunch in the overhead press. Time. Round 3 done. That's halfway. We have 3 more rounds to go. They're coming fast and furious. This workout is flying by. Catch your breath. Bring the heart rate down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Grab a drink, stay hydrated. Remember, water is a crucial component of muscle, and it's very important to have those hydrogen ions in your body for metabolism, for burning energy. So, stay hydrated. Here we go, 10 seconds. I'm gonna go one more round, side plank from the elbows, full side plank. Next round, for the last 2 rounds, I'll be doing side plank from the arms. Reach, reach. Too hard for you here. Go back to side plank from the elbow and the knees. But we gotta make sure we're staying stacked in our pillar position. Hips are up. Rocking that solid carry fundamental pattern. 30 seconds. Smoking the outside of the hips on that one. Absolutely smoking them. 10 seconds. Quite a short rest break. into the plank. Own it first, and then drive the knees. Now, if you want to do a variation where you bridge between the two, just do a side plank from the feet and the elbow. That would be harder than doing the knee drive from the knees. So it's a nice in-between variation. I'm going for it today. I've taken a lot of time and effort to get where I feel like I'm at training-wise, and I'm ready to push it. So this week, I'm not going with any slow, steady build-up. This is kind of my peak week. Next week, I'm going to slow down, pretty much just do mobility and recovery for a whole week, call it a deload week, and then I'll come back in the week after, solid training principles, and start another cycle. But for now, you guys are with me in this, and we're pushing it. We're pushing it. Step out, sumo swings. Really pumping through the hips. Getting that kettlebell to swing through. Now, with a swing, if you're finding it to be a little bit difficult to coordinate the swing, you might have too light of a weight. And I understand that everybody at home has access to different equipment, but if you're using a lighter weight, finding it too easy and difficult to coordinate the swing, try a heavier weight. You'd be surprised what you're capable of in the swing position. Quite strong position for your body, very posterior chain dominant. Okay, thrusters, full thrusters now. If you're on the variation, you're doing standing overhead press this round. Round 4, set my dumbbell down, quick break, short rest. By design, short rest. Okay? And here, squat and press. Squat, press. Keep it moving. Squat to press. Squat to press. Thruster. Full body, fundamental pattern. Keeping that squat pattern rocking. Time. That is the end of round 4. 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds. And I'll tell you, I'm going to be able to give as much effort in round 5 and 6 as I started in round 1, because it is very important to pace yourself and maintain consistency in fitness. It is vital. You have to be consistent or it's not sustainable. And we have been preaching sustainability for over 3 weeks now. Hopefully you've grasped that concept, working on the fundamentals of fitness with us over the past 3 weeks. We want this to last, not just be a fad. Okay, peaks and valleys. Coming down to a valley right now in the heart rate valley. And I'm going to do a side plank from my hand and feet. Okay, so I'm going to stabilize. Now I'm going to knee drive the same. This is the hardest variation to maintain. If you can't do this, I'd rather see you succeed at a lower variation than struggle through something that is too difficult for your current level of fitness. So please stick with a variation that suits you best. Something that's challenging, but something that you're able to achieve with good form, technique. This is really about quality of movement. Wow, that got tough. I had a hard time talking. Please excuse me. But that's difficult, and that's the point. I'm pushing it. I've built up as best I can. Now I want to maintain consistency. Oh, I'm all kinds of discombobulated here. All right, back on track. Step out skier swings. Off arm is swinging to create that anti-rotation effect. And a variation again, right here. Single arm kettlebell swings. If coordinating the step out is difficult, you may find as you fatigue, it becomes more difficult to coordinate the step out. Back off to a lesser variation. For as you fatigue and you find coordination to get difficult. Hinge, lunge, hinge, lunge, hinge, lunge. All fundamental patterns built into one rocking workout. I am feeling it for certain here. Thrusters, round 5. Now, again, if you're on our variation of breaking up the pattern, you're just doing loaded front squats in round 5. Otherwise, full thrusters. One more rep. Wow, excellent job, everybody. One more interval of round 5. Okay, here we go. Thruster, right arm. So we've got the pre-fatigue from doing the left side first, squats fatigue, shoulder stabilizers are fatigued, spine's a little bit fatigued. So now we've really got to push through, fight for the form. That's why we do left side first. Hopefully that's weak side. And we're doing strong side now in the right arm. Last rep. Great job. Fantastic. Catch your breath. We are almost there. We have one more round to go. One more round to go in workout number 10. We are on the home stretch. You guys have earned this week of challenging, fun, upbeat, fast workouts by building in the foundations, putting in the work to get the proper movement strategies in place to be able to do something like this. You can't just start in this place. You have to work your way up to it. You guys have done that. You've earned this. Feel good about that. And feel good about pushing in a round 6 with me here in workout 10. We can do this. Okay, here we go. From the hand and the feet, second time around here, I'm starting in a good side plank. Now I'm gonna throw in that knee drive. Balance, coordination, core control. This is a straight carry pattern mixed with a pull in the upper extremity and lower extremity. Still very fundamental. Challenging position. Keep those hips up. Keep those hips up. Keep those ribs up. Press through the floor. Push the floor away. And time. Woo! Opposite side. Here we go. Pre-fatigue in the core. Now we got to own the form. Find your plank first. Now we throw in that knee drive. Elbows to knees. No crunching here. Remember, no crunching. This is hip flexor work. 10 seconds, guys. Push through. You're almost there. Keep those hips up. 2 more knee drives. 1. Last one. Great job, everybody. Great job. Step out sumo swings. Step out sumo swings. Okay. Here we go. Start your swing and out, swing and in, swing, out, swing, in. Okay, guys, keep up the pace. We want that consistency. Keep pushing. Final round. You don't get another chance to perfect this exercise. This is it. Last time. Own it. Own it. Up to the buzzer. One more rep. Great job. Right side coming up. It's getting intense here. Really feeling the pressure. Getting tired, but I've got gas in the tank to finish strong here. I've reserved enough to get me through by pacing and building a foundation of fitness over weeks 1 to 3. Everything accumulating to rocking this moment right now. And time. Done. Step out sumo swings. Done. Over. Only thing left in your way right now is thrusters. And we can do that. We can do that. Squat and press. Now, variation, you're on strict overhead press only for this 6th and final round. But I would encourage you, if you've been doing the variation since round 1, try a thruster here. See if you can push yourself a little bit to coordinate. Burn out the whole body. One last round. Excellent job. One more interval. 30 more seconds. And here it comes. Squat. Press. We can get through this. 10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds. One more rep. One more thruster. And time. Woo! Fantastic work, everybody. Fantastic. Wow. Great workout. Slow down the breathing now. We've got to get reset. That was intense. Neurologically, I took a lot out of your body. We have to rejuvenate, replenish that. We have 5 minutes to catch our breath, slow down our breathing, get reset for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to get into a dead bug position. Now, feel free to elevate your feet on a box, bench, or step. I feel like I'll be fine just to have my legs supported by the pressure in my belly and my spine. And all I want to do here is make sure my chin's tucked. So don't arch your head, and you shouldn't be looking behind you. We want that chin tucked so we have a nice neutral spine throughout. Tail, the nape of your neck to your tail. And from here, we're just going to breathe. In through the nose. Hold for a quick second. Out through the mouth. Hold for a quick second. In through the nose. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And we're going to repeat that box press. So what I want you to do now is just take your time to count 3 to 4 seconds in, 3 to 4 seconds hold, 3 to 4 seconds out, 3 to 4 seconds hold, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and perform some reps on my own, counting in my head, trying to get my breathing reset here. All right. Starting to get down into a nice relaxed position. Feeling really good about that. So now what I'm going to do is try and get some length in my spine. I'm going to get into a tall sitting position. So I'm going to be in a little bit right here. I want to imagine somebody's pulling up on the Smarty of my hat, getting me nice and tall. Really getting that spine nice and neutral here. And again, I'm going to breathe for the next minute. Already feeling like I'm winding down, which is fantastic. Focusing on your breath will really get you reset after a workout. It's very important to just feel the inhale, the exhale, have a little breath hold. Slow down the heart rate. Get out of that fight or flight response, that sympathetic nervous state, and get back into that rest and digest, that parasympathetic state. It's very, very important to regulate that nervous system as best as you can, especially after an intense workout like the one we just did. That was tough. It's going to take a lot out of you. So we need to give a little back. Okay, you guys have done an excellent job. We've pushed really hard to get to where we're at. We have 2 more workouts coming at you. They're going to be just like this one, challenging, fun, exciting, putting everything together. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you in the next one. We are almost at the finish line.